Hey everyone, Will the Watch Clicker here, and welcome to the studio. I'm happy to have you in here today as I know it's the first time that a lot of you have seen the inside of the studio, and for probably most of you, it's the first time that you've seen my face. I'm excited to get in front of the camera today and do a little bit more talking to you instead of behind the camera talking at you. Today, we're going to be reviewing the DIY Watch Club Diver GMT kit. I reviewed the DIY Watch Club Dive kit not that long ago, and this one's got the new Seiko 4R GMT movement in it. I'm excited to get started, show you a little bit how the components of this watch go together, get up close and personal with it, and show you the completed project when it's all done, along with a little bit of the normal B-roll that you're all used to. Without further ado, let's get started, and thanks for joining. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Not reading off a script, first of all, and we're going to go through the new DIY Watch Club Diver GMT kit. There's a few things in here that we're going to take a look at. We got lots of boxes and stuff in here, and they sent me their Pro Toolkit, which has some nicer tools. I did one of the DIY Watch Club kits before, and didn't come in a nice kit like this. It came in something a little bit different that was just a little zip-up pouch. This is pretty nice. It's got a nice case here that's got a little button and everything, so pretty great. Okay, so I unpacked everything from the box here, and as you can see, we're going to be doing a couple different angles here for the construction of this watch. I've got a camera back here and a camera up there, and we're going to get cracking on this, but I just wanted to run through a couple of the things that were in here that I thought were really nice, especially compared to the last tool set that I got. The first thing that stuck out to me was the hand removal tools. Hopefully I don't have to use them, but I mean, they feel nice and solid. So, I mean, good job on that. And all the screwdrivers that they sent and the hand setters and everything, just as nice. Little loop thingy here with the thing that goes around your ear. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. We'll see. Pad, case knife, all that kind of good stuff. These things up here, these are all of the hands, and the dial is in there. And then this is the instruction card, which I'm going to watch before I start putting all this together, so that way you guys aren't watching me watch a video. And we're going to get started real soon. I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be pretty cool, and hope everybody enjoys it. Okay, so we're ready to get started. First thing I'm going to do is put this hour wheel spring onto the movement. Okay, just like that. Okay. So that's on, and we're ready to move on to the dial. Okay, this is the dial we're going to put on. It's matte black, says GMT in red at the bottom. Pretty nice looking, sandwich dial, loom underneath. So we're going to go ahead and mount this on the movement. Okay, if you've never installed a dial onto a movement before, it has these little feet underneath, and you just line them up with the holes on the movement holder here. And this is a 3 o'clock crown, so my crown is going to be facing at 3 o'clock next to the date window here. And we'll go ahead and get this mounted on. Dial is on the movement, and we're ready to start putting the hands on. So first thing I'm going to do is advance the time around until the date clicks over, so I know that I'm at midnight. The nice thing about Seiko movements is you can really see when they're getting ready to click over. So this one's getting ready, so there we go. So that is right at midnight, so I'm going to have a good setting here to get all my hands aligned and on the dial. They give you 2 sets of hands. So that way if you bend one or you mess something up, at least you have an extra. You don't have to go out and get another one. So I've got my 2 GMT hands here. I'm going to take one out and try not to screw this up. They give this little tool that is a little bit different from a normal hand setter. And what this is for setting the GMT hand. So this is the Seiko GMT movement, if I didn't say it earlier in the video. This is how we're going to get this on. Hour hand. All right, that is pretty much spot on. So my GMT hand is a hair off. I think I'm doing better than Seiko did on my Seiko 5 GMT I had not that long ago. Okay, next up we have our minute hand. Okay, I've got the minute hand on there. Just gonna swing around here, make sure it's looking pretty good as we go around. It's not hitting anything. Next, we're gonna put on the trickiest part, the seconds hand. You have to be very careful, not apply too much pressure when you put this on. Good news, we are ticking away here. I got it on. I took a look from the side just to make sure everything wasn't touching. The hour hand is a little bit close to the minute hand, so I'm just gonna push it down a little bit off camera, and I think we'll be good to go. Okay, so one thing I did off camera was just put the movement and the dial inside of this movement holder. You can see right at the top there's a little hole there, and one at 6 o'clock as well. That lines up with the chapter ring on the inside, I guess, to aid in alignment. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in. It's pretty straightforward. So I'll just do this quick off camera and probably just show everything as soon as I'm done. So funny thing happened when I was putting the dial in. Everything went inside just fine, and I went to go hold it up to the camera. Didn't have the case back on, and everything just fell out the bottom. The good news is nothing popped off when that happened, so I think I did a pretty good job putting my hands on. So I did go ahead and just kind of screw the case back on there a little bit just to hold everything in. But I'm going to go ahead and take that off because DIY Watch Club sent me a custom rotor for this. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on now while I have the case back off, and then we'll go ahead and put the crown in, get the bezel on and everything like that. So to change out the rotor, they sent me this special screwdriver that's perfectly machined for the rotor. So it's pretty easy. You just screw the old one off and put the new one on. Okay, so that's the old rotor off. They asked what I wanted on my custom rotor, and I couldn't come up with anything better, so it says watch clicker. So that was pretty easy, just unscrew the old one and put the new one on. So I'm going to go ahead and put the crown in, make sure everything's good, and then we'll put the case back on. Last thing we got to do here before we put the strap on is put our GMT bezel on. I've spun the bezel around, got it clicked into the right place with no backplay or anything, so this will be pretty easy. Just get the triangle lined up and we're good to go. Just peeked my head over off camera and just made sure this was all good. Everything looks good, so I'm just going to go ahead and press it down and we're good. Our watch is together. All the hands are set, aligned. Bezel is aligned. I still think I did a better job than Seiko did, but that's a topic for another day. And I'm really happy with this came out. This is a nice looking case. It's relatively thin for GMT movement. I'll have to get the calipers out and measure everything, which I'll put the specs in the video for when this is done. And I think this is a great option for anybody who wants to get their hands on a nice GMT watch using the new Seiko GMT movement. So what I'm going to do here is just roll some B-roll and enjoy the beauty shots. And thanks for joining this video.